Hey there YouTube, it's Bobi aka Paginator, and I'm here today with an Owlcrate unboxing. Didn't we already do one of these, you might say? Yes, but another one has come. Owlcrate has been about a month behind, so is this them catching up on the timeline? Did I get a duplicate box? We'll only know when we open. But first, I would like to tell you a story. So, are you ready for the story? As many of you may know, I am the photographer for our local high school football team. I do this as a volunteer situation, so I go to all the home games, a couple of the away games as well, depending on distance and what I have time for, and take photos, and then I post them on our local private community Facebook page for people, especially the parents, to use pictures of the kids, the players, the managers, etc. So I've been doing this for like 10 years, and it is one of my favorite things in life. As I said, it's a volunteer thing. I don't get anything in return other than the joy of taking pictures and supporting my boys. And this year I've gotten to have one of the coaches be in my classroom for one class period a day because he's also a teacher. He comes in to support some of the students, kind of like an extra teacher in the room. It's pretty awesome. And around here I am, I don't know, famous or infamous for making Oreo truffles. And I always say they have magic in them. And my boys, my football boys, have been having a rough year. They're a very young team mostly. We have a few seniors, but mostly very younger guys, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, and they've been struggling. They had a transition in coaches as well, so it's kind of a rebuilding year for the team, and they've just been having a rough time. So I wanted to bring them some magic. So I said to the coach who's in my classroom, I'm inviting myself to team night. I'm going to bring Oreo truffles for the boys. Team night is once a week. It's the night before their game that week, and they get together, have dinner, and build relationships within the team. So I told the coach I was coming to bring Oreo truffles, and he goes, "Great, do you want to just hang out with us?" And I said, I don't know if I can do that because my anxiety, I don't do parties well and that kind of thing, but I'll stay for as long as I can. And he said, okay, cool. Well, I made 110 Oreo truffles. There's only about 30-ish boys on the team, but I know my boys. I know they're going to eat like 3 or 4 apiece, so I made a whole lot. I get to the team night and deliver the truffles, and a couple of the moms who brought the dinner were there, as well as the coach's wife, and we were just visiting, and the boys were eating their dinner and they were loving the Oreo truffles, and it was good times. And then next thing you know, the coach says, "Hey boys, come gather over here by Miss Page." I'm like, what is going on? The coach proceeds to give a speech about me and said, we have something for you. This is not from me, meaning the coach. This is from the boys. They got this for you. Look at this massive bouquet of flowers. Massive. I still don't have the right words to say what this means to me. Sorry. Yeah, I can't, I don't have words. Anyway, I stayed for a while, and the coach made me take a picture with all the boys, and I will keep that picture forever. I wish I could put it in here to show you guys, but it's other people's children, and I don't do that in my videos. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you because, I mean, this means a lot, and teachers don't often get thanked for things we do. Every teacher I know does stuff beyond what they're paid to do, and to even just hear the word thank you let alone have a gesture like this is amazing. I really didn't think I was going to cry when I was telling you guys this story. I'm so sorry. I didn't cry that night. Maybe that's what's going on. I held those tears in reserve. Although the next day was the last game, and at the end of the game, they lost. Unfortunately, my boys did, but I still made them look fabulous in the pictures anyway. So, at the end of the game, I was giving one of the senior boys a hug, and he said, "Miss Paige, I love you." And I cried then, and I'm crying again now. So, all of that to say that I really just wanted to tell you guys this story because, one, it means a lot. Two, you guys are always caring and supportive of me no matter what's going on and what I'm talking about in my life. And three, I want to be able to remember this. And if I put it in a YouTube video, it's going to be on the internet and it's going to live there forever. And there you go. I also definitely took pictures of these and, posted them on my Facebook wall and all that stuff. So anyway, enough with football and tears, and we're going to be done with that and move on to the Owlcrate box. I'm so sorry. Okay, I said we were going to be done with this. We are. I've cut the tape on the Owlcrate box, but have not opened it, so we're ready to go. Hang on for 1 second while I move these roses because I don't want to knock them over, and then we will open the box. Alright, I wiggled the lid. It's ready to open, and here we go. Okay, so definitely not a duplicate. This must be the October box. We have this fierce-looking girl here. Yes, it is October 2021. Wield your blade is the theme. Look at this girl. She looks so fierce. Perfect. I need some fierce girl stuff to make the tears go away. Alright, first thing I see is a pen. I haven't looked to see what it is. I'm going to pull it out of the plastic wrap and we'll look at it together. Ooh, is that the sword? It is a sword and it's got like green flames on it. Oh, these words are teeny tiny. There's no way I'll be able to show you. I can barely read them myself. The heart is not a weakness. Usually their pens lately have been themed to the book in the box, so I don't want to look at the spoiler card and see what that is, but sword in green flames. That's cool. Next up we've got a candle. What does that say? Kamigoroshi Godslayer, Persimmon, Citrus, and Nectarine. This is created by Flick the Wick, which is a really good quality candle company. Oh, the sharp, like citrusy flavors there are really strong. That's really lovely. It's kind of a light gray color on the wax. Alright, next we have this cute little purple tin. It says, "All legends have a spark of truth." Elizabeth Lim. Oh, look, you can see the viewfinder from my camera. It reflected in the box. Oh, cute. Okay, what's going to be inside of here? Oh, this is perfect. So Elizabeth Lim, her fantasy duology is all about like sewing and construction of fashion and stuff. And it's a little sewing kit. Oh, that's darling. We've got several different colors of thread. So we have some scissors. We've got a needle threader, a couple of safety pins, a button, measuring tape. These kind of measuring tapes, you can never have too many of these. And then we've got a thimble, which I don't really use when I sew. I should protect my fingers more. And some thread in different colors. This is really good for hand sewing, these little tiny spools of thread. I don't do a whole ton of hand sewing, but when I finish a quilt and need to sew the binding, or sometimes I'll embroider little things on items, that'll be really, really handy. I like that a lot. Alright, up next we have a box in a box. Not all those who wander are lost. Add a little of the magic of Middle Earth to your decor with this acrylic display featuring a hand-lettered rendition of the Riddle of Strider, designed by Love by Sakura Inked. Not all who wander are lost is one of my favorite bookish quotes.
Hey there, it's Editing Bobby. The rest of my file got corrupted somehow, so unfortunately I won't be able to show you my initial first response reactions to the rest of the items in the box, but here we go. I don't know if the memory card in my camera is gone wrong, if I need a new one. I don't know what the problem is. So I'll keep troubleshooting and hopefully this won't continue to happen in every video. All right, so I believe where we left off, I was taking the Lord of the Rings item out of the box, and I'll take that out again and show you. There are two pieces. So we have this wooden stand here, and then we have the text of Strider's riddle. Now, because I have to film this on my computer's camera, it's going to be backwards. I am apologizing for that. Oh, maybe it won't be. That actually looks right way around. Anyway, this is Strider's riddle from Lord of the Rings. It says, all that is gold does not glitter, not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither, deep roots are not reached by the frost. From the ashes a fire shall be woken, a light from the shadows shall spring, renewed shall be blade that was broken, the crownless again shall be king. So there we go. And this, I have little Funko Pops of Galadriel and Gollum. I don't have the rest of the Lord of the Rings crew yet, but I'm starting to build a little mini Lord of the Rings section for display, which is kind of nice. And this will go with those things. Okay, I'm really not used to filming on this camera, so I've got to remind myself, look up, the camera's up. Okay. I showed you the candle, I showed you the sewing kit, I showed you the pin. So up next we have a puzzle. This is kind of giving me Star Wars vibes because even though they're swords and not what's the word that's flown out of my mind right now? Lightsabers, those things. It's not lightsabers, but this is inspired by Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater, and the artwork is done by Dree Gomez. And I'll be sure to put their Instagram handle here. All right, so you know how that puzzle was giving me Star Wars vibes? Well, check this out, Reylo fans. We have an art print here of Rey and Kylo Ren. The artist is at Jumlin C. So I'll put that here as well for you. That's really cool. Now, I don't know why this has gone with this particular box. Perhaps, I guess, wield your blade. I mean, lightsabers are blades, essentially, so I guess that works. Yeah. Who cares? It's a Reylo print. I like it. And then we have the book. This is Jade Fire Gold by June C.L. Tan. And the tagline says, Her Destiny, His Revenge. So I think we've got the her and the him here on the cover. And I will give you some more information on this book. But first we'll look at the sprayed edges. They're lovely hunter green. And can you see the football helmet behind me? Like, my whole world is surrounded by football, and I've got football pictures, and just, I'm surrounded. Okay, back to the book. Lovely gold foiling on the cover and the spine. And we also have artwork on the inside. So we've got a dragon, and then I'm not sure what kind of creature this lovely bird is. I'm thinking maybe a firebird or a phoenix of some kind. I'll come back to the dust jacket in a second to read that to you, but first I'll share the Dear Reader letter from the author done in her handwriting. So I already know, having read this once before, there are a couple of words I'm not going to be able to read. I think they're Chinese specific words anyway, so we're going to skip over those. It says, Dear Owlcrate reader, Jade Fire Gold was born from my love for historical Chinese dramas as well as something and something shows and movies. I was also inspired by the myths and legends I grew up with, and some of these have been woven into this book. At the core of the story is the concept of family with its joys and burdens and expectations. The teen characters grapple with the weight of familial legacy while trying to balance their own sense of self. While I approach this from an Asian perspective, the themes are universal. That's very true. When you read a book from another culture, you can experience things and learn things about that culture, but also the themes are often universal, actually almost always universal to the human experience. So there we go. Wow, the lighting is so bad in here. Look at all the shadows on my face. Yeah. I am so excited to share this book with you, and I hope that you'll enjoy reading it as much as I did writing it with love. Okay, now that we've gotten through that, I will read the dust jacket to you, and then we'll take a look at the little newsletter and the theme for next month and be good to go. So this tells us On, spelled H-A-N, is no one. Found as a child, she has no memory of her past, only a dark secret, magical powers that would mean her imprisonment if they were discovered. But when On's secret is accidentally exposed, she is sent to the Imperial Palace to await her fate. Alton's real name was once known throughout the Shi Empire. When his family was murdered and his birthright hijacked, he lost everything. Now, with a new name and vengeance on his mind, he intends to gain it all back, even if it means entangling his very soul with a dark and dangerous magic from which he might never escape. When Alton encounters On and her mysterious abilities, he sees in her a path to reclaiming the throne. Their tenuous alliance is on the verge of becoming something more. When the depth of On's dark powers are awakened and the two realize restoring the Empire might come at a far deadlier price than they could have ever imagined. Every time I get a new book from Owlcrate, I think, wow, that sounds amazing, I want to start it right away, but then I have to finish the other book, and lately I've not been reading as much as I would like to have because being so busy, but football season has ended for me, so that will free up some time, I'm sure. All right, heading to the Owlcrate newsletter, we're just going to look at the cover comparison between the cover we received and the original cover. So here is, where's my finger holding this? Right here. So the regular cover has white lettering and then this orangey kind of background. And then the Owlcrate's got this kind of gold lettering with green tones in the back. I think they're both really nice, but I do like the Owlcrate better. I don't always like the Owlcrate cover better, but this one I do. Which one do you guys like better? I apologize if this is hard to see. I know the lighting sucks in here and the video isn't as good as on my other camera, but it's being naughty right now. I'm going to stop apologizing and just finish this video. How about that? All right, the theme for next month is Dreaming in the Dark. And it says every box will include an item designed by Book Babe Designs. Cool. Dreaming in the Dark. That's a good theme for November because we're past Halloween, but also still like, you know, in the dark of winter. Depending on where you live, I suppose. So that was a pretty nice box. I think my favorite item is going to be the Lord of the Rings item with the Riddle of Strider on it. What was your favorite item? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know as well if you have a preference on the covers that we looked at, and tell me what you've been up to lately. I always love reading the comments, so even if you just send me like a little thumbs up, I'd be like, "Aw, how sweet." All right, I need to go do something useful, like maybe fix my hair or something and try to fix my camera. So I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.